I buzzed my hair off this time. How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favourite movies of all time. The story, the characters, the visuals, the music. Like, genuinely, it's a flawless movie with a few imperfections.
Then it's not perfect.
Shut up! The whole trilogy is perfect. So when I found out that Hollywood was doing that thing where they take a beloved movie and turn it into complete dog water, I was a wreck. A nervous wreck. I couldn't go to work.
Max, where are you? You're going to be late for work.
It's gonna be live action!
I couldn't complete my assignments.
Finished. Wait.
I couldn't even drink my tea. That's how devastated I was.
Oh, it's live action.
Then I found out Astrid's black. Nah, I'm just kidding. I didn't actually care about that at all. Anyone who did was just kind of overreacting. But in all honesty, I was really worried that DreamWorks were going to mock this up and take a massive dump on such a masterpiece of a movie. But after they announced Stoic's original voice actor was returning and Nick Frost, my beloved, will be in the movie, as well as the original director returning and the same composer who made Bloody Test Drive, also known as the best song in any movie ever, that's when my opinion on the film did a complete 180, and then I was hyped.
I'm here. I'm really excited. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
The trailers they released made me even more pumped. Could this actually live up to the original, and could it be better? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to answer for you right now. Hey everyone, what's good? I'm Max, and this is my How to Train Your Dragon live action review. This review will be spoiler free until the end, where we will get into spoilers, obviously. Come on. I mean, let's just get straight into it. Let's be honest. This is completely unnecessary. To make a live action adaptation of this, not needed at all. But I was hyped regardless. Alright, I just want to mention this really quickly. The trailer spoiled the whole movie, but I guess that doesn't matter because everyone already knows what happens anyway because it's the exact same as the original film, but like, yeah. The movie spoiled the movie. Usually I go into movies blind and I don't watch any trailers. I try and avoid posters. I just go, I want to watch that film, and then I go and I watch that film and I form my own opinion. This time, no, I couldn't do that. I had to see everything. And because the movie spoiled the movie and the trailer spoiled the movie, I won't be covering the plot in a traditional sense, but I'll still be covering the story itself. Yeah, that makes sense. Good job, me. Great. The CGI for the most part looks absolutely bloody fantastic. The dragons look incredible, and the actors blend in with them quite nicely most of the time. The camera work is quite dynamic in some scenes, which makes the CGI characters, i.e. the dragons, look more integrated into the world. My initial reaction to the trailer was that some of the shots look unrendered and just the lighting was off and stuff like that. That is not rendered. And it honestly reminded me a bit of the live action Adventure Time trailer someone made a couple years back. But thankfully, now that I've seen it, I can say I was off my rocker. Looks great. Looks fantastic. Obviously, I can't show you everything because I can only use the trailer footage or 144p pirated footage. So, like, just go watch it yourself. Stop complaining. Me and my friends also watched this in IMAX in 3D, so that might have, like, skewed my judgment a bit because obviously that's going to look a bit better than a standard theater.
Got 3D glasses now. Shit's in 3D.
The visual effects were just stunning in this movie, especially during the dragon riding scenes. Some of the bits of the film had some odd looking green screen, but I can't complain, it still looks great. The set design is pretty one-to-one with the movie, and the era is obviously based off. When watching it, it really felt like it was a genuine Viking village that he's lived in. Rarely a lack of scenery anywhere. The only places that felt empty were intentional, like the hilltops when Hiccup and Astrid are looking out when Stoic takes off into the ocean, and of course those amazing dragon riding scenes. I really appreciate the usage of practical sets here, and filming on location, because most of these dog-ass remakes look like they were filmed in a studio warehouse, whereas here I feel like I was genuinely on the island of Berk with these Vikings. Very rarely was it all CGI with just integrated actors. This isn't Speed Racer. Look, initially I was a little bit hesitant about the costumes. It felt like a high school production with like more money put into it. But on the big screen, they look fantastic. The costumes are great. It really felt like the characters' real life incarnations. They even like that add symbolism into it. Like Astrid, she wears red because she's mad, but at the end of the movie when she likes Hiccup, she wears blue. Classic outfit. What's his name? Drab Butler's character, Stoic. He wears dark, drab colours throughout the whole film, but at the end, when he's proud of Hiccup, they're both wearing green, standing together. Good job, movie makers, and you costume designers, good job. Let's move on to the actors then. Let's just get this out the way then. No, The twins aren't twins anymore. It did not change the film at all. They are side characters for a reason. Them being twins may have been like their whole gimmick with their dragon too, but honestly, it does not matter that much. The siblings, that's enough. The actors did a fine job. I mean, they even made a joke about them not being identical anymore. That was funny. I guess an okay from me. Yes, Astrid isn't white anymore. Is it historically accurate? No. Is this a piece of fiction where you're meant to suspend your disbelief? Yes. Yes, it is. This is a franchise where they tame dragons and ride them. It is not a Viking documentary. It does not matter what she looks like, as long as she resembles a character and retains what made her special in the first place. Sorry, racist. Her being white isn't what made her character special. Nico Parker did a fantastic job. There's really nothing more to say about it. Her animated counterpart in the original was a bit more, well, animated, but I still like this take. She really hates this version of Hiccup and switches up kind of fast, but I mean, who wouldn't fall for someone who rides a dragon? I mean, I would. I don't blame her at all. No. This isn't like Disney where you're led to believe that they race swap characters for marketing. Here it feels like they did it because she was the best actress that auditioned. Say what you want, but she played the role and she played it well. Hiccup was just fantastic in this. Beautifully translated from his animated counterpart and took on the role as his own. My only complaint here is that he was just a little bit too heroic too early on. We need more time with that nerdy, pathetic type, and it's kind of hard for the actor to look like that with the jawline as sharp as that. But I understand that not everything should be one-to-one, and that's okay. Snorlax was just so funny in this. His actor did a fantastic job, and they developed his character more by integrating his father into the story like they do in the TV show. Speaking of which, all of his interactions with his dad got me laughing out loud in the cinema. Yes, it was embarrassing when people looked at me. Fishlegs is just exactly the same, and I have no issues with that at all. I do feel a bit bad for his actor because people are now treating him like the Jonah Hill of Hollywood when Jonah Hill was the Jonah Hill of Hollywood. But I mean, as long as he's getting paid, he'll be right. How to strain your dragon. What's weird is that all the actors are so much older than they look. Snorlax's actor is 27, which is crazy, because he looks like a child. And they make a joke about the twins looking too old for dragon training, which I didn't get, because they all look the same age roughly. The actors are 30. Crazy, man. Gerard Butler is so good as Stoic. He was built for this role. Well, I mean, not literally, because, you know, he had to wear a bodysuit, but, like, you get what I'm saying. And his chemistry during the scenes with Mason Thames as Hiccup was just outstanding. You really felt the emotion and bond between him and Hiccup here. Maybe even more than the original. He almost didn't do it because his agent just lied and said that he's busy. Nick Frost. Oh, he's just so hot. Oh my god. If you know me, and you don't, you'd know I love Edgar Wright and all his works. And what do you know? Nick Frost and Simon Pegg are in most of them. I just love Nick Frost as an actor. And of course, he's playing the best character, Gobber the Belch. I mean, Gobber's Scottish accent is missing here, but I really don't care. It's Nick Frost. That's enough. Honestly, when I watched the trailers, I thought the acting was just a little bit subpar, and the delivery isn't quite right. But, I mean, it's the trailers, the context are taken out of scenes, like, I get that. And I also know that it's never easy to translate something like this. And after seeing the film, I can successfully say that the actors did fine job at worst and an amazing job at best. A part of my brain just says, oh, it's not the same as the original, it must be bad. So it's hard to put aside the bias and give you an objective thought, but I know it was good. Now, I know this is the actors section of the video, but I want to talk about the animated dragons. Could I make another section of the video? Absolutely. Am I going to? No, because I'm petty. Toothless looks relatively the same as he did in the original. You'd hope so anyway, they're both 3D models. It does lose a bit of its charm with the redesign, but you can't win them all. And at times he does feel out of place with all the realistic looking dragons surrounding him. However, I'm glad they did this. Let's face it, if they gave Toothless a completely different design, they would be riots. We'd have How to Train Your Dragon fans storming DreamWorks HQ. This could easily be another Sonic situation if that happened. But then again, Sonic fans are just insane and cut off the arms of their Sonic plushies and sent pictures to corporate because Sega made the arms blue one time. Considering Toothless was all CGI, they did a good job making it seem like he was really with Hiccup, and their bond just felt real, like it did in the original. So yeah, overall Toothless was great here. And the rest of the dragons look good too. I had absolutely no issues with their redesigns. They're dragons. Moving on to the story here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, there are some minimal changes with Astrid's and Stoic's character. I mean, they actually interact this time, and Astrid wants to be chief. That's new. For the most part, it's the exact same thing. I like the original, so therefore I like this one. It's not that complicated. Like, this isn't when I went to go see Lilo and Stitch in the cinemas, where I love the original, I adore it, and I absolutely hate the remake. I'm never seeing that $24.99 again. Moving on to the likes and dislikes, and if I'm being honest, there really isn't anything about this film that I do not like. There was introduction of some new humour, and I didn't love all of it, and some of it genuinely made me laugh out loud. Like the twins saying their parents can't tell them apart. And basically everything to do with Snot Out. He's now my favourite character. But hey, there was nothing bad about the film. If you're going to go out on a limb and say it's just a shot-for-shot remake, the first film is genuinely a masterpiece, so there's absolutely no reason for this one not to be. Moving on to the soundtrack. Wow, man, I got goosebumps at the test fight scene. The score is just so amazing. Like I said before, the original composer came back, so I knew it was going to be banging. There were, again, minimal changes, but really that's not a bad thing. And what they do change is for the better. There's really not any point discussing what exactly had changed. If you've seen the original and you'll go on to watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then again, you could say that about this whole review, so ignore that. Okay, on to the end of the film, which means spoiler territory. I'm assuming you all know the ending of the film. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock for the past 15 years, but I don't know your life. But I thought I'd warn you just in case. I am happy to announce that unlike another remake this year, Toothless isn't put up for adoption, and instead he saves Hiccup's life in such a heartfelt and endearing moment. I've seen the scene before. I probably know that you've seen this scene before, and yet somehow the acting for Gerard Butler really amplified the emotion and the mood of the scene. I really do think that's the benefit of it being live action. It's a lot easier to connect with a real life person rather than an animated character. You can pick up on the subtle emotional changes on the face and really grasp what they're feeling. Also, the whole cinema were on the edge of the seat with the music and the visuals. They were just outstanding. Keep in mind, I saw this in IMAX 3D, so it felt like I was actually there with these Vikings facing this Red Death. It was impeccable. They extended the scene with a few extra shots, so that's probably where some of the extra 20 minutes came from. After Hiccup has a massive leg injury, he becomes a severe Vicodin addict and commits medical malpractice while breaking into people's homes. Wait, no, that's House MD. Never mind. I've seen a lot of people online say that this is just a shot-for-shot remake. And honestly, it's a fair statement. But honestly, as similar as it wasn't exactly the same. It was like giving the director a second chance to make the same thing. Which is why I actually prefer this version of the film. Of course, I've got recent viewing bias on top of not seeing the original in a couple of years. So just ask me again in a couple of weeks. I'll give you a better opinion. They also removed a seemingly important scene that directly impacts the ending of the film, where Toothless shoots into the Red Death's mouth. But it's just implied that Hiccup figures that out off screen and he's now subtext to the final battle. It didn't ruin the movie or anything. They just cut it for time, which I completely get. So, the conclusion of the video. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. As a How to Train Your Dragon fan, it definitely satisfied me. I went to see this with a group of friends and we all loved it. The viewing experience is one of the best I've ever had at this cinema. Only topped by the Minecraft movie and Nowhere Home and Across the Spider-Verse and a couple more films, but almost everyone was thoroughly engaged throughout the film. Only downside is that I sat behind two little girls and they just would not shut up or sit still, and they kept getting up and leaving the cinema and then coming back and talking. Oh my god, but they're young. I get it. I was there once. And for some reason, apparently the whole row behind me needed to go to the toilet at some point and kept kicking the back of my chair really hard. They must have the biggest legs in the world, honestly. Like, it wasn't just like a soft tap, you could feel the chair pushing forward. It was like a toddler on an aeroplane kicking the back of my seat with his full force. And they kept saying sorry really loudly. Like, I'm trying to watch the movie, but hey, it's on the top 10 movie experiences I've had. Those were the only downsides though. I was honestly really skeptical of this at first because of Disney's track record with live action remakes. I was under the impression that Disney were wasting their money and should just re-release the original film in cinemas and make billions upon billions of dollars. Because people just want to see the same thing again. Which is why I think this How to Train Your Dragon live action remake is going to be extremely successful. Because people don't like change. I don't like change. And people just want to see the same thing again. If I really thought about it, Disney has made some good live action remakes. Crazy, I know. I messed with Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast was kind of lit when I watched it. Look, as creatively bankrupt as these films are, I will give credit where it's due. It is possible to recapture the magic of a movie. I do think How to Train Your Dragon has done that here. I know, like I said before, I've got some bias because I've just seen it and I really like the original movie. But I still think this is really good. It is a great experience and you should absolutely go out of your way to watch it if you haven't already. DreamWorks have made a really good live action remake on their first try, and I really can't believe I'm saying this, but I do hope to see more in the future. Best believe I will 100% be in the front row for Shrek live action on opening day. No, Shrek the Musical doesn't count. That is arse.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Okay, look. The film has its flaws. What doesn't though? I enjoyed it for what it was, and they've already announced that it's getting a sequel. I wonder what the story's gonna be in this one. Hopefully no one dies. Well, that does it for today's vid. Comment what you want to see me review next. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more of me, make sure you subscribe for more so you never miss an upload. 50 likes and I'll review the original trilogy. Special thanks for Tony for helping me get this video out. Link to his channel in the description. Scott Pilgrim is coming. I promise you it is next. Maybe. Alright, see you guys.